Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Daren Otten. I'm the Superintendent President here, and welcome you to Copper Mountain College's 2023 Commencement. This is my favorite time of year when we get to pause and celebrate the accomplishments of each of you. So take it in, enjoy the moment, and be proud of the hard work, dedication, tenacity that each of you have shown to be here tonight. We will begin by posting the colors and reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Join me and please stand for posting of the colors by the Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center, United States Marine Corps Color Guard, led by Sergeant Peck. This evening, Ethan Fredenburg will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Ethan, will you please join me?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ethan. Our national anthem will now be performed this evening by Jasmine Shaffer, Copper Mountain College staff and 2021 alumni. Jasmine is our program assistant for CalWorks and Fostering Success programs here on campus. Jasmine?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you, Jasmine. Marines, please retire the colors. Please be seated. I'm very proud today that CMC is formally including our land acknowledgement statement as part of this commencement celebration. This statement was developed with input from local tribal partners and campus constituent groups led by the Academic Senate to recognize the historical inhabitants of the ground that the college and community occupies. While many people have worked very hard to craft an inclusive statement to help share and frame our collective respect, two of the biggest champions of the effort are General Counselor and Articulation Officer Krystal Avila and General Counselor, Military Affiliated and Veteran Services Counselor Marissa Salomon, who will read CMC's new land acknowledgement. Krystal and Marissa.
CMC gratefully acknowledges this event is being held on the traditional lands of the Serrano, Cahuilla, Chemehueve, Nuwu, and Mojave peoples, the original stewards of the land on which we gather and pay its respects to their ancestors, elders, and relatives, past, present, and emerging.
We are grateful to have the opportunity to work with the indigenous peoples of this land, and we pay our respects to the Serrano, Cahuilla, Chemehueve, Nuwu, and Mojave peoples, past, present, and emerging, who have been here since time immemorial. Thank you.
Thank you, Krystal and Marissa. And thank you to everyone who helped craft what we believe is the foundation for what will undoubtedly be a living and iterative statement that provides historical grounding for the college. Graduates, family, friends, and special guests, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, and administration of the Copper Mountain Community College District, I am honored to welcome each and every one of you to our 23rd annual commencement ceremony at Copper Mountain College. Before we continue with this evening's program, let me take the opportunity to introduce some key people who have contributed to the academic and personal success of our students at Copper Mountain College and who have played an important role in our graduates being here this evening. Will each of you please stand as you're introduced? Joining us this evening is our Board of Trustees. Board President, Ms. Mary Lombardo. Board Vice President, Mr. Greg Gilbert. Clerk of the Board, Mr. Dick Rogers. Trustee, Liz Meyer. Trustee, Jerold Garber. And Student Trustee, Mr. Ethan Fredenburg. Thank you. Will the full-time and part-time faculty of Copper Mountain College please stand and be recognized? Thank you for all that you do for our students. I would also like to recognize our staff, many of whom have worked long hours behind the scenes to make this event possible and are often the first point of contact that our students meet with when they arrive on campus. Would the classified staff please stand to be recognized? They are all over. Representing the senior administration, Miss Melanie Scheel, Vice President of Student Services. Would you please stand? Miss Jane Abel, Vice President of Student Services. Miss Meredith Plummer, Chief Business Officer. Miss Jen Baker, Chief Human Resources Officer. I'd also like to recognize all other deans and directors who might stand at this time. Thank you that all of you do for our students. Will the families and friends of tonight's graduates please stand so that we can each acknowledge you all for your support, sacrifice, and patience that you have provided to those in the room this evening. Our interpreters this evening are being provided by Rise Interpreting, and we appreciate their service in this evening's ceremony. To get us started tonight, I'm pleased to introduce our faculty speaker, Chloe Allred. Chloe is a painter, writer, educator based here in Yucca Valley. Her paintings and writings have been featured in Orange Coast Magazine, Huffington Post, USA Today, and the BBC. She is an art professor at Copper Mountain College, and her artwork ranges from surreal portraits to whimsical still life paintings. It gives me great pleasure to introduce your faculty speaker tonight, Miss Chloe Allred.
All right, here we go. Okay. Woo! First off, congratulations, graduates. What an exciting time. My name is Chloe Allred, and I teach art here at Copper Mountain College. Special shout out to some of my students that are in cap and gown today. Alex Arteberry, Sarah Gonzon, Danielle Caesar, Mary Dennis. Yeah, there we go. Brittany Sheldon. Today, as all of you are celebrating this great achievement and are looking towards the future, I want to touch on the importance of the narratives that we tell ourselves, that we have about ourselves, and how community is essential to our individual success. In making this speech, I was thinking about my connection to the community college system, which really goes back to my mom. When I was a toddler and my mom was 35, she decided to return to school. Both of my parents have been slightly wild like my parents met in a strip club because my mom happened to be a stripper, kind of wild. Yeah. Needless to say, my family did not meet the typical mold of a family in Salt Lake City, Utah, where I grew up. I grew up in a family that was kind of really struggling for stability. Returning to school is something that I know terrified my mom. She was a survivor of abuse. She had been taught throughout her childhood that, quote, she wouldn't amount to anything. This negative mantra had been repeated numerous times by my mom's father, and it destroyed her sense of self-worth. She had grown up thinking that school just wasn't for her. But when my mom had me, that gave her the courage to go back to school. Her hope for a better future brought her to Salt Lake Community College. It was in this space that she discovered new things about herself, that contrary to what her abusers had taught her, she was smart. She struggled with some classes, but her professors and her fellow students helped her through. She discovered the joy that comes with having your curiosity ignited. My mom completed the RN program and started what will become her lifelong passion for nursing, helping other people, and problem solving through medical mysteries. In thinking of my mom's story, I am reminded of a quote by the late and great neuroscientist Oliver Sacks. It might be said that each of us constructs and lives a narrative, and that this narrative is us, our identities. In the space of a safe setting to learn and a caring community, my mom was able to begin to rewrite the narrative of herself. I can't even imagine a version of my mom that is not a nurse. She became so transformed by her educational experience. When she would describe her patients, first there was that element of the human connection and the payoff that comes from helping someone through a difficult time. And there was also the component of problem solving, of seeing symptoms and trying to understand and unpack what was happening and why. I could see my mom's brain completely light up when she would talk about this. It drove her to constantly research and overshare morbid medical details. This is something she did my entire childhood, and I never had the stomach for it. But she did model this lifelong learning and this thirst for knowledge for me, and I'm super grateful for that. I can see some of my students walking into my classes on the first day in a similar way that my mom was entering her classes. I can see the combination of hope and trepidation spelled across their faces, and I can hear it in statements like, "I've never done this before," or the classic, "I'm just not good at this." And I explained I was not always good at drawing or painting. I learned and I practiced those things, and I made a lot of mistakes and bad art on the journey towards gaining my skills. Graduates, I want to share this with you as a reminder that learning is a lifelong process. Don't be afraid to learn new things and to challenge the narrative that you have about yourself and to begin to rewrite it. There's really no telling what can happen in life. We can have our ideas and our plans, but life can quickly shift. I found myself here at Copper Mountain College through acts of serendipity. I was told about a job opening at Copper Mountain College through a friend of a friend that I met at a dinner party that I initially didn't want to go to because I was really tired. But I did go, and I did apply for that job, at first an interim position here last spring semester. I applied, I was hired, and then I had about 10 days to find housing for myself, my partner, and our 2 cats. We did miraculously find housing before the start of the semester. I went from teaching at 7 different colleges spread across Los Angeles and Orange County and coming to Joshua Tree periodically to camp and climb with my partner to living here full time in an actual house with a shower, not a BLM campground. And then finally having an institution where I could set roots and build community. Be open to those unpredictable opportunities that will come your way. There's no telling what can happen or how your life can change when you're receptive to those serendipitous moments. Life is this roller coaster that we are just on, and there's no telling what path it will take us down or up. In this past academic year, I've experienced some of the most intense highs and lows of this life roller coaster ride yet. This past summer, I was hired for the tenure track art professor position. Woo! A career dream that I didn't think would happen for some time. In August, I bought a house with my partner, something I thought was never gonna happen in my life. In October, me and my partner got married in the backyard of our sweet little home. But among those beautiful moments were some extreme lows too. At the end of August, my mom was diagnosed with terminal cancer and told that she had 1 to 2 years to live. I married my husband on October 8th, which my mom was ecstatic to see. It made her so happy. And then my mom died 8 days later on October 16th. That 1 to 2 years became only a month and a half. How do you navigate that whirlwind of loss, something we all at some point in life encounter? I found being a part of a caring community to be essential. Great success and great loss is a part of life. To get through, you need to keep and continue to create your caring community. I could see the caring community that my mom had built for herself with her nursing friends that were literally there with her until the very end. I want to shout out to all the nurses here. I will always be infinitely impressed by the nurses that I have known. The caring community I found here helped me navigate the devastating loss of my mom, with people like Chelsea Chastain stepping up without question. Yeah, Chelsea. Without question to take care of my cats while I was with my mom, with my fellow faculty members and my dean that checked in on me, and with my amazing students. Here I have felt unwavering support through both these recent highs and lows of life. The community that we have here at Copper Mountain College is incredibly special. I'm sure all of you have your own stories and versions of how this is a caring community. No matter where you go, whether that's off to start your professional career or transfer on to another school, remember that this community is here for you and cheering you on. My wish for all of you is that you're able to keep navigating this life with hope and courage, that you continue to feed your curiosity and expand your personal narrative, and that you stay a part of the caring communities that we all need. Thank you.
Thank you, Chloe, for your remarks this evening and for your service at Copper Mountain College. I am delighted to introduce next Ms. Harmony Hill, the honor graduate speaker. Harmony was born and raised in 29 Palms and is graduating with an associate's degree in psychology and another associate's degree in social and behavioral science as a concurrent enrollment student. This fall, she will be attending Duke University. I now present to you Ms. Harmony Hill.
Good evening. My name is Harmony Hill, and it is my privilege today to deliver the commencement address to this remarkable student body. With pleasure, I'd like to welcome faculty, staff, family, and friends here tonight that have all gathered among us to witness history in the making. Each and every one of you have had an influence on the graduates here today. And to the class of 2023, especially my grandma who's here graduating with us, we did it. Congratulations. When I was given the good news that I'd be giving this speech tonight, I was ecstatic. However, when I began writing, I realized writing this speech was even harder than the analysis paper I had to do for history. And I never thought anything would be harder than that. Nonetheless, I pushed through and finished both the paper and obviously the speech. As I was thinking about my journey here at Copper Mountain, I think of the ups and downs I encountered and my support system that I gained here at Copper Mountain that guided me along the way, which helped me reach my full potential at my new destination, Duke University. Just like my journey, everyone has their own unique journey filled with ups and downs that gets them to their destination. Yet, not everyone has a support system that Copper Mountain has to offer to help them reach their destination. From the various programs like EOPS and foster youth, to the kind smiles from faculty on campus, Copper Mountain has offered us much support throughout our journey. I still remember the first day I registered for classes, a nervous 15-year-old embarking on a new journey, not sure of what my future may contain. Now, 18, I look back and realize and appreciate the support from my counselors, professors, and classmates that encouraged and supported me along the way. I like to think of my Copper Mountain journey similar to baking a cake. Let me tell you. Of course, when baking, you gather all your ingredients, whether those be eggs, flour, or sugar. You grab your baking materials, like pans and your whisk, then you start mixing everything together, and boom, after time, you have your cake, right? Personally, I gathered my ingredients of pens and pencils. My materials included the hefty lab kits and the significantly long textbooks. And when I put it all together, I was baking up my success, just as you all have been these past years. The journey of baking is long, but once the final product of a delicious cake is done, it's all worth it. The journey of college is long, but once you reach your destination of graduation, it's all worth it. I want to leave you with this. The Canadian rapper Drake once said, "Sometimes it's the journey that teaches you a lot about your destination. And sometimes when you get there, you'll look back and you'll realize that you wish you could go there again, because all the experiences are the reason that you are who you are today." Copper Mountain graduates, cheers to all of the tireless and endless nights of discussion posts and replies. The weekend spent studying for midterms and finals, and the times where you waded through your academic battles, all for this. Your journey to reach this commencement has revealed to you your determination and your grit. And the experiences you've undertook are the reason why you are the Copper Mountain Community College class of 2023. Clap. Congratulations. And in the words of Drake, I want you all to give a round of applause for yourselves for getting here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Harmony, for an outstanding testimonial, and we extend to you our best wishes for the future. Now I have the great pleasure of introducing you this evening to our commencement keynote speaker, Ms. Heather Benesch. Heather was born in California and raised on Catalina Island, and in 1991 moved to Yucca Valley and graduated at Yucca Valley High School. She then joined the United States Marines and for the next 10 years served in Desert Storm, spent 6 months at Camp Henson, Japan, and eventually, after a life-changing accident, left the Marines as a staff sergeant. In 2002, Heather began school at Copper Mountain College on her GI Bill. She raised a family and has been teaching full-time since 2007, and in 2019 was honored and recognized as College of the Desert's Faculty of the Year. This graduation marks Heather's 20 years since she sat, like you all, for her associate's degree graduation from CMC, and she tells me that she could not be happier than to spend it here today with you. It is my honor to present tonight's keynote speaker, Ms. Heather Benesch.
Good evening. Isn't this wonderful? Graduates, family, friends, faculty, all together. I think it's wonderful. President Otten, Board of Trustees, and most importantly, the graduates of tonight's celebration, thank you for letting me join you. I'm honored. A quick few shout-outs, if you'll indulge me, to my husband over there in the green. Thank you for sharing this adventure of life with me. I've known him from Catalina since I was 6. And last month, we celebrated 1 year being married. So that's how life is. Very weird. To Emeritus Professor and Board Member Greg Gilbert, you have set such a standard in the classroom and in life in ways you do not even realize. And the students at Copper Mountain are very lucky to have you among their helmsmen. I also have some older faculty that I just found out that are still here from when I was here, so that's very cool. To my United States Marine Corps brothers and sisters, Semper Fi. I began and ended my Marine Corps career in 29 Palms, and without it, I am very sure my story would be different. In 2002, in January, I was fresh out of the Corps and began school at Copper Mountain College. Anyone guess what my favorite word was? It was a huge leap from where I was coming from to where I was going. I did not wear high heels. I was 28 years old, a brand new disabled vet, single mom of 4, first generation returning adult student. I was pretty much lost. I had no direction, and all I knew was that I needed a job. So I came here. You could say that I was in a rush and on a mission. I took 23 units a term, and in 3 semesters accomplished an associate's degree. Now, truth be told, I don't remember anything of my commencement ceremony, and in fact, we looked for video footage to see what I said. I have no idea. The one thing I do recall was this huge sense of relief that it was over, done. But in that moment, I was wrong about 2 things. First, nothing was done. Nothing was over. Whether transferring to a 4-year university or going into the workforce, what you're acquiring tonight is launching you into a new world of opportunity, self-realization, limitless potential. We all have different talents, everyone in this room. Some of you will become artists, lawyers, doctors, builders, designers, scientists, nurses, teachers, and maybe even preachers. But you will always, always have to work for it. Work for it and work beyond it. And the work will not get easy. It stays hard. The quest you're on, this is the starting point to a life of passion and perseverance. The second thing I was wrong about, I didn't soak it all in. I have no idea who my graduating speaker was or what they said. On graduation night, my mind was already in the future, planning for things that weren't to ever become. I wasn't in nowness. And so I'm asking all of you, my audience included, please be in nowness with me. Soak it in, every detail and every word. Now, I've told you 2 things I was wrong about. Let me tell you 2 lessons I've learned, the most important ones. Lesson 1, strive to be a better person today than you were yesterday, and always, always say thank you. Even if you're in a rush, the words thank you matter. 20 years ago exactly, actually today, 20 years ago, I sat where you are sitting, except we were on the lawn down in front of the cafe, and our family stood around, the 40 of us. Wow, I was honored to be the graduating speaker, and Harmony and I have decided we need a new tradition. In 20 years, she needs to come be the speaker, okay? That's a nice one. By 2005, right after my speech, I went to university. By 2005, I had my bachelor's degree. 2 years later, I had a master's degree. And again, that very summer in 2007, I began my professional life fresh out of college this time, professor. Despite having so many to share my accomplishments with, people who sacrificed much to get me to the place, I didn't give enough credit to the people who had listened, pushed, and sometimes carried me. Don't make that mistake. It's okay to feel proud, but also stay humble. For every great person, there's a village of great people who are supporting you. And the circle of love needs to be ongoing. Sometimes it's our chance to receive, tonight. Other times it's our turn to give. And those roles are equally important and honorable. And here's the thing. You do not need to know the end of your story to be thankful or happy. In fact, there's no way to predict your journey. I agree. And yes, your future will absolutely be different than what you're planning. So it's for this reason that we must acknowledge the people who carry us along the way. So graduates, can I get you guys to stand up? Stand up if you're graduating. I want you to look around and find your family, maybe a professor, wave. On the count of 3, and I'm talking to my graduates right now, on the count of 3, we need to tell them thank you. One big voice, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Go ahead and sit down. Today is the beginning of thanks, certainly not the end. Lesson number 2, our present is connected to our past, and we learn as we go. In fact, I would now say that continued personal growth matters more than grades and degrees. Honesty matters, loyalty matters, kindness, goodness, work ethic, creativity, these qualities matter, and it's worth our time to develop them. Grades and degrees cannot define us. They should not define us. We must commit to living a life that makes the world better. I'd like to share with you one full circle story, which for me embodies both of these 2 lessons. It's personal, and it's really good, Chloe, that you already made me cry, because now I don't have to. In 2003, it was my last semester at the college, and I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. By week 4, I was having a hysterectomy, and between surgery and treatments, I'd missed a lot of school. This was different for me, because during my first 2 terms, besides perfect attendance, I'd maintained a 4.0 GPA. I was obsessed with grades. I saw them as an extension of my identity, kind of like rank or a meritorious promotion. And I chased them. But this last term, A's were not within reach. I was too sick. One of my professors back then is your board member now, Gilbert. He allowed me to make up assignments. He looked beyond the mediocre work I was turning in, and he was able to see me as a person, not a student. I remember sitting with him. Back in my day, we only basically had 2 buildings. And I asked him for an A. He knew I'd been fighting illness, and he knew that I was only needing his class to secure my straight A record. Right or wrong, Professor Gilbert granted my request. He gave me an A when at best I'd earned a B. Now, I told you, after graduation, I transferred to university. My obsession to keep and maintain my 4.0 stayed. I chased grades. My bachelor's degree was with a 4.0, and my master's degree was not much different. I fought to be the best, and to my mind, I was. I'd gone fast, not given up. I'd accomplished what most said was impossible, from 0 to professor in 5 years. All the while with 4 kids, and I had to adjust to being a civilian. I mean, that's wow, right? But this accomplishment created something of a disconnect between my perceived reality and my students' real reality. More than that, I confused speed and my GPA as a sign of goodness, and that was not accurate. Accomplishment and goodness are not the same thing. In fact, I never had made the goal to be good, and I regret that, because in my very early years teaching, I was an awful professor. I lost many students. I failed even more. I graded with an unforgiving rigor and rigidity that I believed upheld some kind of academic integrity. To be fair, my Marine Corps probably had something to do with that. But regardless of why I was this way, or why I had forgotten Professor Gilbert's kindness, and by the way, he really is the reason that I was where I was at, I had not considered my students' real issues of childcare, health, and transportation. The point is, for years, I took credit for a grade point average and an accomplishment that was not solely mine. I had been blocking my students from having opportunities that they deserved and that I was personally afforded. Now, I understand today that my academic and professional accomplishment is the result of teamwork. I did the work, yes, but it also came from the gifts and kindness, the goodness of the other people around me. Professor Gilbert rewarded my effort, my tenacity, not necessarily my brilliance. This is what made my students' reality different than my own. I had not begun to personally participate in their success. So after 5 or 6 years like this, the universe said, stop, enough. You gotta change, you gotta grow. And you know, it was like a cloud opened up, talks to you in the sky. It said, Heather, grades don't matter, growth does. And by the way, stop being an a-hole. Just because you're a professor doesn't mean you're done learning. Here's how the end of my story goes. In 2011, I had a student named Manny. He was dying of double kidney failure, and like me 10 years earlier, he'd missed a lot of class. The Friday night before finals, I sat in my office in Palm Desert, and I contemplated his fate. I Googled, and I'm not making this up, I did Google it. Can you fail a dying student? And the ethics of passing a failing student. I thought, if I pass him and he lives, surely he does not have the skills or knowledge he needs to go on. But then I thought, but if I fail him and he dies and I see his mom at the funeral, how will I explain why I failed her dying son, whose only wish was to be a college student? It was, at that point in my life, the biggest ethical dilemma I had ever faced, which tells you how far off my compass was. In the past, when I sat with my professor, Greg Gilbert did not deliberate my fate. He simply gave me the best chance possible with no strings attached. Guys, because of this huge disconnect, my inability to recognize the connection between past and present and how important it was, I didn't even see the lesson that was coming. Let's say I sat there debating Manny's grade from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. At 9:02 that same night, I received a phone call informing me that my younger brother, Ruben, also a Marine Corps veteran who did 2 tours in Afghanistan, had nearly succeeded in committing suicide. He hung himself and had severed his head from his body by 80%. But instead of dying, the EMTs and the hospital sewed his head back on, hooked him to life support, and he was brain dead. It turns out that my brother was, and I need you all to look at me here, an ideal organ donor. And that mattered to me now because my student, a funny 19-year-old guy on hospice, needed a kidney. Now, this news of my brother's ideal donor capacity, it soon became the second biggest ethical dilemma of my life. Imagine that, 2 ethical dilemmas in the span of like 6 hours. In the Marine Corps, we'd say that's freaking crazy. What would you have done? Do we donate my brother's body to a list of compatible strangers and not tell my student? But what if word gets out that we did that and my student finds out we didn't offer him a kidney? Or worse, do I tell Manny we have him a kidney, but they turn out not to be compatible? That might be a devastating blow. In the end, I decided to give Manny the choice. Instead of disconnecting my brother's life support on Saturday, we delayed it until Tuesday so the 2 guys could be tested for compatibility. I don't have to tell you, it was a very long weekend. Manny and I discussed many things. The fact that he and my brother were both going to die. The fact that miracles do not happen. We both knew the outcome was completely beyond our control. All we could do was wait. I canceled my finals, and we waited. On Tuesday morning, the doctors came in to deliver the news. Manny and Ruben were a perfect 6 out of 6 point match. The doctor said they were meant for each other. Imagine that. If I'd gone slower, taken a semester off, if anything in my story had been different, I would not have become a professor, Manny would not have been my student, and while I'm sure my brother would probably still have killed himself, he wouldn't have saved Manny's life. The next 24 hours went into a blur. Manny was taken to San Diego to get prepped for surgery. We disconnected my brother's life support that night. Within a few seconds, at 34 years old, my brother passed. On Wednesday morning, I drove to San Diego to be with Manny while he received a life-saving transplant. You know, life is not fair. It will never be fair. And as Chloe said it best, the highs and the lows go together. But no matter what, even in hard times, you still have to grow. It must continue. Within the span of 24 hours, I went from being a professor to simply being a sister. Manny was no longer my student. He was this kid from Desert Hot Springs who needed a kidney, and he was fated to get my brother's. Wow, I was finally thinking and human. And here are the lessons again. I knew that if Manny survived the surgery, I would go in. I thought he would probably tell me, "Thank you, I'm alive." And I would say, "No problem, I had the kidney." I really wanted it to be that simple. When Manny woke up, as expected, he asked for me. I had my whole little speech prepared. And when I asked him how he was doing, do you know what he said to me? He said, "Professor, did I pass your class?" I stared at him in disbelief. Did you pass my class? It almost didn't even make sense. Did he pass my class? Of course you passed my class, I told him. And just like the last time, in that singular moment, Manny taught me that professionalism and compassion must coexist. You know what? He did just fine. And you know why? Because we learn as we go, and that's okay. Learning does not end, and even though I was a professor, I had a lot to learn. And it's the honesty that defines our success. It's our goodness, our kindness. It's our empathy, our laughter. It's how we treat others that creates greatness. These things are indeed the things that matter. I have to talk to you now. You showed me this lesson the first time, and I missed it. But I can tell you now that I learned it. I appreciate you. The grade that this man gave me was not about me at all. It was a reflection of your goodness. And without your act of kindness, my story and so many other people's stories would be different. You understood that A, B, C, it didn't even matter because life was going to keep teaching me. And it did. And I thank you. I wasn't going to cry, but holy moly. Professor Gilbert's act of empathy triggered a chain reaction of events. With Manny living, and by the way, he finished a bachelor's degree, got married, has a baby now. My mom at age 59 was inspired to go to school, and she got her bachelor's degree at 63. Inspired by her, my siblings all found their own educational paths. My children, now my number 7 because I took on 3 more, have always had access to knowledge, learning, and dreaming. 5 of the 7 have associate's degrees, 3 have bachelor's degrees, 1 is in med school. I have watched my own students become doctors, lawyers, scientists, engineers, business owners, teachers, preachers, and most importantly, dreamers. And it is their compassion toward humanity that makes me the most proud. Now, there could be no way that I could have ever predicted this story I just told you. It will be the same for you. The future is a mystery, and the degree you are receiving tonight is the very beginning of a quest where you figure out who you are supposed to be and what you are supposed to accomplish. Please consider the idea that personal success is not about a singular accomplishment. It might be better measured by the victories of those you inspire, teach, and heal. Tonight is a beginning, guys, so hold on to it. Let the memory inspire you and push you to do and be greatness. Like you, I took a chance with education at this very school. And like you, my kids, my professors, and the need for a better life pushed my motivation. In the 20 years since my own associate's degree graduation, nothing I've planned for or expected has happened. In every way, life is better, and it will be the same for you. In 10 years, when you are opening businesses, fighting for civil and environmental causes, protecting, healing, and teaching, come back and tell these wonderful professors what you're doing. They want to know, because your greatness and your success is their success, and your passion is what keeps us going. We believe in you, and I believe that for you, all things are possible. Now, I have one major off-the-script thing to do, and that is, are there any other alumni of CMC in this room? Can you please stand with me? Look around. All of us who are, stay standing. If you're alumni, stay standing. We're not done. The alumni of CMC, myself included, would like to say to you for the first time, welcome to our world. You are now going to be also alumni of CMC. Together, we will continue to grow, learn, and change our world. Congratulations.
Thank you. We are so happy you were here with us tonight. At this time, I would like to acknowledge Mr. Ramon Abrego III and Miss Evelyn Sheffield. Ramon and Evelyn will be announcing our graduates this evening. Ramon currently serves as the Dean of Instruction, Distance Education and Learning Resources. And Evelyn is our Dean of Instruction, Career Technical Education, and Career Services. Thank you for announcing our graduates this evening. Board President Lombardo, will you please come forward and join me at the podium? It gives me great pleasure to report to you that the graduates here this evening have met the requirements for the degrees that they are about to receive.
By the power vested in me by the State of California and the Copper Mountain Community College District Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have duly completed all requirements.
We will now award the students graduating with their associate's degrees from Copper Mountain College. Students in the first row, please rise and come forward to begin the procession of graduates and conferring of degrees.
Shannon Dawn McWilliams, Computer Information Systems. Erica Adriana Correa, Liberal Arts, Mathematics, and Science, with academic distinction. Talia Danielle Bradbury, Art History. Natalie Graham, with highest honors, Registered Nursing. Andrea R. Campos Rivera, Registered Nursing. Yesenia Lopez, Registered Nursing with academic distinction. Michelle Helen Antrobus, Registered Nursing with academic distinction. Cassandra Ramsey, Registered Nursing with honors. Colin Rhodes, Liberal Arts, Mathematics, and Science. Kaylee Janesi Vicdal, Liberal Arts, Mathematics, and Science with honors. Congrats. Atsimba Hernandez, Liberal Arts, Social, and Behavioral Sciences. Andrew Henry, Elementary Teacher Education. Vivian Seed Murillo Williams, Liberal Arts, Social and Behavioral Sciences, and Psychology. Ashley Rodriguez, Administration of Justice and Psychology. Shonda McKinnon, Liberal Arts, Social and Behavioral Sciences, and Psychology. Pamela Holmes, Sociology with honors. Ariana A. Sanchez, Elementary Teacher Education with honors. Tawny Johnson, Liberal Arts, Mathematics, and Science. James David Hammondtree, Liberal Arts, Mathematics, and Science. Cam Lawan Tivu, Liberal Arts, Mathematics, and Science. Magali S. Jimenez, liberal arts, mathematics, and science with highest honors. Victor B. Cruz, liberal arts, mathematics, and science with academic distinction. Natalie S. Scott, registered nursing. Thank you. Jessica Dom, registered nursing. Avery Brooke Marshall, liberal arts, mathematics, and science with academic distinction. Desiree Logan, CSU, general education, liberal arts, arts and humanities. Philip Snover Franco, business administration and economics. Sierra Smith, liberal arts, arts and humanities, psychology, and sociology. Karen Rodriguez, liberal arts, mathematics, and science. Evelyn Large, liberal arts, mathematics, and science. Joseph Emmanuel Sanders, business administration. Mariah Banerjee, administration of justice. Melina Sivao Betham, IGETSI General Education, Business Administration, and Economics. Kaylee Bjork, Studio Arts with academic distinction. Mary Hortensia Duran Dennis, liberal arts, arts and humanities, studio arts with academic distinction. Irina Hess, business administration with highest honors. Adam Wayne Johnson, fire technology. Emia Ariane Marie Nichols, liberal arts, social and behavioral sciences. Melina Stitchcomb, General Business. Caitlin Liana Juan, Liberal Arts, Mathematics, and Science. Brandon M. Simpson, Liberal Arts, Arts and Humanities. Shayna Louise Kimbley, Liberal Arts, Mathematics, and Science. Delila Zazueta Escobedo, Liberal Arts, Mathematics, and Science. Lucas Van Tyne, Computer Information Systems, Programming, Computer Information Systems and Programming. Yvonne Freeman, Psychology, CSU, General Education. Takemia Brookins, Administration of Justice, Liberal Arts, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Sociology, CSU, General Education. Navia Myri Fildor, Liberal Arts, Mathematics, and Science. Alexa Trejo, Psychology. Elijah Denton, Computer Information Systems. Charles David Tan Gliano, Registered Nursing. Blanca Esmeralda Valadez, Registered Nursing. Veronica Hernandez, Registered Nursing. Jacqueline Yvette Hernandez, Vocational Nursing. Ashley Nicole Santiago, Vocational Nursing. Brianna Michelle Johnson, Vocational Nursing. Hector Samuel Mojica Arivalo, Computer Programming. Skylar Allen Miles, computer programming, liberal arts, mathematics, and science. Saiz Aguilar, liberal arts, mathematics, and science. Baron Ian Iman Duhan, business administration and economics. Talia Long Canella, liberal arts and humanities. Brittany Sheldon, liberal arts, arts and humanities. Caitlin Reyes, history. Melissa Irons, fire technology. Nicole Ann Brunswick, fire technology with honors.
Krystal Perez, liberal arts, social and behavior sciences. Maricela Erika Mariscal, psychology. Meredith Rillersberger, liberal arts, social and behavior sciences, psychology. Smith Jansen, liberal arts, social and behavior sciences, psychology. Kendall Hartley, psychology. Brianna Sullivan, general business. Faith Ekbaum, liberal arts, mathematics and science, psychology. Analisa Pileke, liberal arts, mathematics and science, psychology, with honors. Alexia Angulo, CSU General Education, Liberal Arts, Mathematics, and Science. Neg Nori Korisani, registered nursing. Elizabeth Frankton, registered nursing, academic distinction. April S. Martinez, registered nursing with academic distinction. Krystal Fernandez Ceballos, registered nursing. Chrissy Jewel Charrier, registered nursing. Cassandra Monreal, registered nursing. Samantha Vols, registered nursing. Marissa Marie Molina, liberal arts, arts and humanities, communication studies. Matthew Guzman, business administration, economics, academic distinction. Alexis L. Hines, elementary teacher education. Lacey K. Linginger, business administration, economics, academic distinction. Rebecca Weller, liberal arts, mathematics and science. Kyan Kane, early childhood education, liberal arts, social and behavior sciences, qualified ECE associate teacher. Xavier Luis Mataño, liberal arts, social and behavior sciences, political science, CSU general education. Juliana H. Williams, CSU general education, administration of justice. Justice Mirage Pittman, liberal arts, mathematics, and science, with academic distinction. Colin James Henderson, business administration with high honors. Stephanie Rosales, vocational nursing. Citlali Perez, vocational nursing. Shakita Featherstone Snyder, vocational nursing. Jamie Rosalie Carroll, vocational nursing. Stacy Arvizu, vocational nursing. Valina Sanders, vocational nursing. Loveland Sarah, liberal arts, mathematics, and science with highest honors. Elizabeth Layden, history, anthropology. Sarai Beltran, liberal arts, mathematics, and science. Michael Johnson, liberal arts, mathematics, and science, CSU, general education. Mark Williams, liberal arts, social and behavioral sciences. Victoria Fernandez with high honors, liberal arts, social studies, social and behavioral sciences, psychology. Alize Segura, liberal arts, mathematics. Alize J. Segura, liberal arts, mathematics, and science. Sarah Roxanne Snyder, highest honor, psychology. Amanda D. Greenaway, early childhood education. Gina Spears, studio arts and art history. Sarah Patricia Garzon Ospina, liberal arts, arts and humanities. Allison Elizabeth Arterberry, studio arts, high honors. Lydia M. Ronia, studio arts, academic distinction. Natagan Bryman, liberal arts, mathematics and science, physics. Academic distinction. Marcy Mendoza. I get C, General Education, Liberal Arts, Mathematics, Science, and Physics. Elijah Jacob Weatherford, Liberal Arts, Mathematics, Science, Physics, High Honors. Erica Taylor Headings, Biology, Chemistry, and Physics. Jose Angel Betran, Computer Science, Liberal Arts, Mathematics, and Science, and Physics.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Samuel Caesar, Computer Science, Mathematics, and Physics. Danielle Rose Caesar, Art History, Studio Arts, CSU, General Education. Allison McNally, Liberal Arts, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Harmony Michaela Hill, Liberal Arts, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Psychology, with highest honors.
Will the graduates please stand? Graduates, please place your right hand on the tassel. It is now worn on the right side of your mortarboard, but hold on, don't move it yet. The movement of the tassel symbolizes your rite of passage into the ranks of those who hold college degrees. You have earned this honor, as the proceedings this evening acknowledge. Now, as the last traditional act of your graduation ceremony, please move your tassel to the left side of your cap. Graduates, please be seated. At this time, we would like to thank our commencement committee for overseeing this commencement this evening, our student trustee, soloist Jasmine Shaffer, faculty speaker Chloe Allred, honor graduate speaker Harmony Hill, keynote speaker Heather Benesh, and the announcers Ramon Abrego III and Evelyn Sheffield, and our interpreters provided by Rise Interpreting for your evening's memorable event. This concludes the 23rd graduation ceremony of Copper Mountain Community College District. Members of the audience, please remain seated while you enjoy the recessional And please keep the aisles clear so that faculty and students can exit smoothly. We appreciate your presence and participation in this significant event. Members of the Board of Trustees, friends, families, faculty, staff, as the Superintendent President here at Copper Mountain College, I am honored to present to you the 2023 graduating class of Copper Mountain College. Congratulations, graduates!